is. Welcome back, my friends. It is no harm to tell you at this stage that we are now inundated from all over the country with telephone calls from about 5,000 people requesting 5,000 different songs in the Clancy's repertoire. We are hardly going to be able to get to them all, but I'll take that lady out of suspense first of all by telling you that you're quite right. The jigsaw is Jim Mitchell, and you were the first one to guess it. So there you are. Could I have your name, please?
Mary Martin Gay.
Mary, and where are you from, Mary?
Beaumont in Dublin.
I see. And are you a fan of the Clancy's? For God's sake, give the right answer.
Well, they've just sang my song, The Shoal of Herring.
Shoal of Herring, that's yours, is it?
Yeah.
I see. Now, we have a prize for you. And if you look in there in the monitor, you'll be able to see it, because this is a Callar-Cosin gas heater. Now, it may be incongruous to give you this in the present climate, but we on The Late Show always look ahead to when winter comes back again.
I know.
Like next Wednesday around 2 o'clock. And that was given to us by Callar-Cosin gas. It's an ardent Tara heater and 2 bottles of gas to keep you and your lovely sunburned husband warm. And that comes to a total value of about £140. So congratulations to you. All right, there you are. You're the best. Well done. Okay. I have no intention of asking you for any particular song. Would you sing again for us anyway? Do whatever comes into your mind. Okay. Do something else for us. What have you got?
No.
Who, actually, in the course of concerts, who decides what you're going to do?
We all decide. We all do, actually.
You don't normally have arguments on stage, though, do you?
No, well, it's a consensus.
How do you mean we have arguments on stage?
What are you talking about, arguments?
No, it's a very democratic process.
Yes.
You take votes, you fight, belt each other. After that, it all resolves.
And then they do what I tell them anyway. Paddy.
We'll sing a song that we learned years ago from an old man down in South Tipperary. An old man whose whole life was sweetened by the drinking of punch. It's an old favourite of ours, this song. He growled it out one night to us as the world was slipping out of focus for him. It's a song that starts out very quietly and very poetically and rapidly deteriorates. like St. Patrick's Day. We'd like you to join us in a jug of punch. One pleasant evening in the month of June, as I was sitting with my glass and spoon, a small bird sat on an ivy bunch, and the song he sang was the jug of punch. Tor-a-lo-ra-lo, tor-a-lo-ra-lay, tor-a-lo-ra-lo, tor-a-lo-ra-lay. A small bird sat on an ivy bunch, and the song he sang was the jug of punch. What more diversion can a man desire than to sit him down by a snug turf fire? Upon his knee a pretty wench, aye, and on the table a jug of punch. Tor-a-lo-ra-lo, tor-a-lo-ra-lay, tor-a-lo-ra-lo, tor-a-lo-ra-lay. Upon his knee a pretty wench, aye, and on the table a jug of punch. Let the doctors come with all their art, they'll make no impression upon my heart. Even the cripple forgets his hunch when he's snug outside of a jug of punch. Tor-a-lo-ra-lo, tor-a-lo-ra-lay, tor-a-lo-ra-lo, tor-a-lo-ra-lay. Even the cripple forgets his hunch when he's snug outside of a jug of punch. And if I get drunk, well, the money's me own, and them don't like me, they can leave me alone. I'll tune me fiddle and I'll rosin me bow, and I'll be welcome wherever I go. Tor-a-lo-ra-lo, tor-a-lo-ra-lay, tor-a-lo-ra-lo, tor-a-lo-ra-lay. I'll tune me fiddle and I'll rosin me bow, and I'll be welcome wherever I go. And when I'm dead,
Isn't it great to have friends in the audience?
It's great to have friends in the audience indeed. I saw a few of them there joining in. Kieran, you're very welcome. Good evening to you, and Dolly. Nice of you to come along. Old friends of the Clancys. Kieran, just for the serious bit, as they say, for those who weren't around or weren't fully grown, as it were, at the time these fellas started, can you tell us what was it that they did that was so different?
Oh, I was going to reminisce, first of all,
Well,
about...
do then, Kieran,
about
do it, and
the
then
first,
tell me.
the first time I met them as a group when I was in New York in 1962, and we were all down around the village. The Greenwich Village was the place that time. It's not anymore, I don't know. Yeah. But I was up recording old friends, fiddle players up around Brooklyn and the Bronx. And there was one great old friend of mine named Dennis Murphy, friend of yours, yes. God rest his soul, and another fiddle player named Jerry McCarthy, who is now back in Dublin. And I said, uptown, you see, I said, I have to go downtown, down to the village to meet the Clancy brothers. They said, Greenwich Village? You're not going down there. I said, why? Oh, that's a terrible place of sin. They're all running around in their pelt. Well, I said, it's the month of November in New York, and there's nobody running around. And the place, I think, the lads would remember at that time was the Limelight.
That's right, yeah.
In Sheridan Square, and across the road in the Lion's Head. But I think you asked me a question, and I think I'll answer this. I've always defended the Clancys, because people say they have prostituted the old songs. They made the old songs popular to a wider audience at a time when they weren't popular. And when people were sick to the teeth of the 20,000 John McCormicks who were around. Now, John McCormick was great, and I'm doing a program next week in America about John McCormick. But he will never be forgiven for creating the 20,000 imitators. And everybody was sick and tired of these kind of concerts. And they came along and brought a bit of fresh air and brought back the old songs in their own style. People can argue about the way they present the traditional songs, but this was a breath of fresh air in the early beginning of the 1960s, which led a lot of people back to the basic traditional music, which has, well, been so popular ever since.
Of course, terrific, yeah.
And of course, Kieran was the first person to bring us back to Ireland to do a tour.
Were you really, Kieran? Yeah. Did you make a few bob on it?
No, they made all the money. I'm still a poor man here with my poor wife looking after me, and these fellas made all the money. And if I may just remember another great friend who, at that time, when we brought the Clancys back for their first tour, because they were known in America before they were known here, as a group. And I went to the late Jimmy Shields, who, in fact, worked in RT before he died, God rest his soul. Formerly had been manager of the Theatre Royal, and before that, manager of Savoy in Limerick. And Jimmy knew the theatre business. And I said, these guys want to come back. Where will we put them? And the Olympia. That's right. Was the first.
And that was in 63, was
63,
it? 63, yes. Yes.
And
now, when Kieran says about the songs, lads, where did those songs come from? I know, Tommy, that your mother, of course, had a million songs at her beck and call. But presumably you grew up with music all the time in your house, did you?
I did, yeah.